Hi Libra, welcome to a weekly tarot reading from November 6th through the 12th. It's Raina here. So I have been really adjusting my camera and things like that. I'm kind of having a little bit of issues with my tripod, and when I pressed play, it looked like it's a little bit, not high resolution. So hopefully it won't turn out to be too blurry or anything like that. The other thing is that I did lay out some cards because I had wanted to do a special spread. I've been doing that, and I decided to just stick with the one that I usually do because it's a lot easier for me. So, I had laid out those cards and I didn't remember what some of the positions were exactly. So I just, I'm starting over again. It's just easier for me. Okay. So the heart of the matter is the Sun card, and this is the card that is connected to love, creativity, success, healing, joy, prosperity. So it pretty much runs a gamut of everything good that is going on in your life. Let me think. One of the kind of challenges of doing a weekly tarot reading, which is why I don't do them very often, is because the themes that I tend to come up with are pretty expansive because my sun is in Sagittarius and that's ruled by Jupiter. So it's not that easy for me to just talk about very day-to-day things, especially in this particular reading because we have a couple of major arcana cards that go along with it. But basically, I always try to see astrologically what might that connect with, and what I'm thinking is that even though I'm doing this for the going into the second week of November, there actually might be this theme that is taking place at the time of the winter solstice and summer, obviously, if you're down under, where you have two planets, Jupiter and Saturn, going into Aquarius, and for you that is the fifth house. Now the sun rules the fifth house, and so that's a connection in and of itself. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about the fact that the fifth house connects with Leo, and therefore the themes are love, creativity, fun. It's a house of pleasure. So since this is a month earlier, actually more like 6 weeks earlier, what could the message probably be? Perhaps that this is something to look forward to. Maybe, I'm looking at the past position here. We have the Hangman. Maybe you're kind of feeling like your life is being put on hold. Well, join the club, right? A lot of people are. And there may be something that is coming along that is actually going to be quite exciting for you, that has the theme of new movement, new love. If you've been kind of feeling like your life has been stagnating, maybe there'll be new things coming on. And I think that is true for everybody because this meeting up of Jupiter and Saturn taking place at the same time as the solstice, which is a power period in itself, is exciting because of what it represents. The solstice is a time of new seasons, And it just is a great period of time in general. So, I mean, of like action, of things happening. So the Hangman is the opposite of that. It's like kind of feeling like you're in suspension. Maybe there is something in your life specifically that is causing you to feel this way, and you don't feel like you can make any decisions. Sometimes you have to surrender to it. If this is about a love relationship, perhaps you're waiting for somebody to come home from the military or from some kind of overseas assignment if they work in a different country, or if they are visiting family in a different country and you just are waiting. But it's like love will prevail, and you will get that day in the sun, so to speak. The higher message is the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of affluence. So it can be money, especially family money. This can be like some kind of generational wealth. So let's say that this is an inheritance, and maybe especially on the father side of the family that you have been waiting for. This would certainly indicate that. But this is about more than receiving money. This is about being able to, what came into my mind is lay down roots, but, foundations, but it's like not just for you, it's for other people. So providing for your children and maybe even your grandchildren someday, or unless you have grandchildren right now. The sun means that a love that you meet, it's not just an affair. With the Ten of Pentacles, this is somebody that you can really build a life with, because there's a sense of like looking back maybe years from now and seeing the children and the children's children, and you see this lineage. So it's a good card for love, ironically, because it's also a good card for money. But it could be a good card for love. It was funny because the reason I found this out is I was doing, I think it was a private reading, and I was looking that up because I was thinking, wait, I'm doing a love reading here. How am I supposed to, translate this? And I looked it up, and they were saying that it bodes very well for that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Also, if this is some kind of work situation for yourself or career, this is you having your day in the sun and getting recognition, success. Maybe you had to sacrifice something for that, and it's paying off in some way. We have the card that crosses you is the Queen of Wands. So whether this is somebody who is, kind of envious, jealous that you have risen in the ranks, and this person, has a healthy ego of her own. So she might be somebody who is looking at you as up and coming and saying, wait a second, who's this person? Certainly Libra is a lot more ambitious than you guys let on. You might act very genial and like cooperative, but there's that streak of, wanting to get ahead yourself, especially if you have the moon in a sign like Capricorn. And the thing I would say too is if you have Mars in Scorpio, watch out for a tendency to kind of be Machiavellian or enjoy kind of that intrigue of like I would say kind of Machiavellian, or like a chess player that you're trying to get ahead, but there's almost like this game playing aspect to it. So the other thing too is that success may come at a price, because you may feel like you are well equipped to be a leader, but there are certain aspects of it that you don't like. I have a feeling that you would want to be very encouraging. The Queen of Wands in the upright position can be somebody who is very positive, encouraging to the people who are the underlings, if you will. But in terms of having to make those hard decisions, that might be something that you dislike, or if you have to let somebody go. But also, this is the challenge position, so I'm thinking too of reading it in the reversed position, which would be a drama queen, somebody who is very overbearing. So I typically don't think of Libra individuals this way unless you have maybe the moon in Aries, your opposite sign, and you could be kind of like temperamental, because this woman can be temperamental if it's in the challenge position. And so maybe this is somebody else that you're dealing with. And so sometimes when people are becoming successful, it brings out the haters, and when I say haters, I don't mean that specifically, but somebody who maybe feels threatened that they're not the top person anymore, and so it inspires them to act in ways that are unbecoming of, who they are as an adult, so to speak. What's coming in is the Nine of Cups. This is a very positive card. This is a card of wish fulfillment, the sense of like getting what you want, getting your desires. So with the Sun card, this is enhancing this theme of some kind of happy occurrence. Also, it should be noted that at this time, the Sun is in your second house of earned income, and I'm trying to think. So we had Libra. We had Mercury retrograde in this house, going back into the first house. So maybe there was some kind of a thing that had to be settled, and now the money can flow more easily to you, and there's a sense of prosperity. The outcome is the King of Cups, and so this is potentially, if this is a romantic interest, somebody that you have attracted into your life, who is very emotionally mature, but also emotionally, in tune with you and caring. So this is Cancer is the first one that comes into mind. The other water signs are Pisces and Scorpio. And, maybe it's worth the wait, whatever this is. So perhaps you were not sure if this was going to happen, and it does. And it's like you feel like you hit the lottery. The Nine of Cups can also sometimes be financially beneficial. Usually we're looking at it from the emotional standpoint, but there is that possibility. But I see here the trifecta of love, career success, and prosperity. So it's a very positive spread overall. Libra, you might have had to just like let go and let God, and then everything started flowing to you because you let go of resistance, and then you got what you wanted. I think sometimes cardinal signs get a little bit controlling over how things are going to play out instead of just allowing them. But there's something called the art of allowing, and so maybe that's what you tapped into. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this. If you would like a private reading, the link is below. Take care.